Welcome everyone, this is Real Republican News. I'm your host Jason Mariner. Before I jump into the video, I need to say this. This is not by any means a call for violence, rebellion, action of any sort. Really, this is just meant to get you to wake up, pay attention, and hopefully share this with somebody that you love and care about if you care about your freedom and the future of you, your kids, anyone else for that matter, and their ability to remain free, because it doesn't look like it's going in that direction. If you listen to the speech that Joe Biden gave to the country last night, yes, it was boring, yes, it was monotone, but there were some very scary and startling, and quite frankly, surprising things said during that speech. Now, the general theme of it is that the government is going to get huge, bigger than we've ever seen. They're going to be involved in every aspect of your life. Me personally, I don't want that. I want to be able to pick my own healthcare plan. I want to be able to start a company when I'd like without being regulated to death. I'd like to be able to go to the store and afford things, anything for that matter, whether it be a 2x4 or a can of soup. I'd like to be able to pay for it, and things, the price of them are going through the roof, from fuel to food. Now, when the price of fuel goes up, which it is, you're already seeing it if you live anywhere in the United States, everything else gets more expensive because it has to be transported from point A to point B. So you have that. Everything's getting more expensive. So to all the people that are like jumping up in the air that they're going to get $15 an hour if this guy has it his way as minimum wage, well, if your income increases by 10%, but everything else increases by 30 or 40%, you're still screwed. You're making less money and you're not going to be able to afford anything. You're going to be worse off than you were before. So don't get too excited too quickly. The other thing that we heard is that taxes are going through the roof. Welcome to Taxation Without Representation 2.0. This was literally the whole reason that the war in 1776 occurred. The American Revolution. We were being taxed and pushed around by a tyrannical king. So we fought back against it. Again, I'm not saying fight back. I'm saying pay attention and realize what's going on. And by the way, the beeping outside, forget it. We've got bigger fish to fry here because the country is in deep trouble. They're doing construction. Forget about it. All right? The scariest thing that I heard last night, and this was brought up by Senator Cruz, but I turned to the person that I was watching this address with, and I said, did you catch what he actually just said? And he said that we, the people, are the government. If you know anything about the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, or the history of the United States and freedom in general, you know that that's exactly the opposite of liberty and freedom. The government is not the people. Governments are instituted among men deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. That's said in the Declaration of Independence. You know what that means? We hire them, they work for us. If they want to pass a law or some sort of legislation, they have to ask for our permission. They don't ram it through with executive order, but that's what they're going to do. He basically just announced that he is the new king of America. He didn't misspeak. We, the people, are the government. Think about that for a second. The government is the people. The government controls the people. The government is now tyranny, right? If they're involved in every aspect of their life, of your life, that means they're bigger. The bigger the government is, the less power and control you have over your own life. I'll simplify it. If you're a parent, or you know of a parent that has a small child, like a 5-year-old, I have a 5-year-old. That 5-year-old, I'm basically his tyrant. If he doesn't listen and do what I say, right? A 5-year-old should listen to their dad. I think we can all agree on that. If the 5-year-old doesn't listen, I can take things away from him. I can put him in timeout. I can punish him, right? That's what your government's going to do to you. If they control every aspect of your life, as a good father should of 5-year-olds, they can punish you now. If you don't do what they say, they can punish you. If you don't get the healthcare plan that they tell you to, punished. If you don't say what they tell you you can say, punished. If you don't stop saying the things that they don't want you to say, you're punished. We're already seeing that happen. We have a constitution for a reason. We have a set of rules that this country has operated by for centuries for a reason. That's basically been nullified as of last night if this president means what he says. It's very scary. Even more disturbing, and kind of speaks to the point of what I'm saying here. The most concerning issues that this nation is faced with today were not even touched upon last night. How are we going to get our kids back to school? How are we going to recover from this pandemic? What are we going to do so we can go back to work and reopen our companies? What are we going to do about the crisis at the border wall? None of that stuff was talked about. They acted like it's not even happening. The only thing that was said in reference to COVID-19 was go get your vaccination, everyone. It sounded like an order to me. All of it sounded like orders. This is dangerous. Now, let me say this too. The Second Amendment is the guarantor of the entire Constitution. The Second Amendment is the Great Equalizer. When Samuel Colt came out with the Colt revolver, and I think in 1814, 13, something like that, you can yell at me in the comments if it was 1812, whatever the case may be. It was called the Great Equalizer because if you were a woman that was 90 pounds or a man that was 350 pounds, the playing field was now leveled. You both had equal power. The round fired from that gun did the same amount of damage to that person over there that it did to this person over here. That's what the Second Amendment is for. So we are on a level playing field in terms of use of force and power, if needed, as it pertains to our government. A well-regulated militia should be maintained. Now, when it comes to the military, it's the job of the military. Every person in the military swears to die, if necessary, for the Constitution of the United States and uphold it at all costs. It's a well-known fact. Now, the commander-in-chief of the Army, the Marine, that's President Biden. But they answer to the Constitution. I hope they're not confused about that. Now, the well-regulated militia, a lot of people wonder, where is that? Who are they? Where are they? Well, that's the National Guard of your state. The commander-in-chief of the Florida National Guard is Governor Ron DeSantis. One of the little glimmers of hope that I do have, that we're safe for now, is that we have the Florida National Guard that's controlled by a reasonable man. Other states too, Texas, Arizona, Nevada. Blue policies aren't working. People are starting to get mad about it. People want to get back to their lives. So their reach and their grasp for power is getting more and more desperate, more and more forceful. They're trying to get everything they can while they can. That's why they're dividing this country. That's why you see all of these shootings being nonstop promoted on TV. It's taking your eye off of the real problem, which is obviously not systemic racism. We had a black president for 2 terms, like I keep reminding you. There was a female black vice president sitting behind Joe Biden last night, not systemically racist. I mean, everybody in the world tries to get to this country because it's not systemically racist. It's going to stop happening because it's being taken over by tyrants. In fact, what we might start to see is people fleeing this country from tyranny. Every country that was once good and free is always taken over by tyrants, and they do it under the auspices of, we're doing this for your own good. We're doing it to keep you safe. Social distancing, we're doing it to keep you safe. You can't gather and petition to keep you safe. You can't own guns because murder rates are high and we want to keep you safe. Well, if that's the case, ban 1-inch by 12-inch steel pipes. More people are killed by 1-inch by 12-inch steel pipes than anything in existence when it comes to murder. More people are killed by hammers. I mean, I think it's like 1,000 to 1 rate. It's something crazy, right? We don't see hammers being banned because that wouldn't be reasonable. Just like it's not reasonable to ban guns. Criminals will get them anyway because they're criminals. What makes you think that all of a sudden, no, guns are illegal, so the criminals are going to say, you know what, that's the one rule we're going to follow. Let's not get guns, guys. We're criminals, but that's one of the rules that we're going to all of a sudden follow. My ass. This is all meant to destroy our country. End of story. This is all meant to take our freedom away and render us powerless over it. If you think I'm lying to you, continue to sit by and do nothing and watch what happens. If you believe what I'm saying, get involved, run for office, file lawsuits, petitions, do your part to save your country. Do your part to protect the future of your children. Do your part to protect your own future and mine. I'm certainly going to do my part. In fact, I said it to somebody the other day. If things keep going in this direction, one day I'll probably pay with my life for the things that I say. They'll come after me. That's what happens when tyranny fully takes root. They get rid of all the people that speak out against it and they kill them, or they put them in prison, never to be heard from again. But I will never stop fighting. I will never give up my right to free speech, and I will never be a person that stops trying to protect liberty and freedom no matter what until my last breath. I do it for my children and yours, and you should too. So until next time, I ask that you pay attention, hit that like and share and subscribe button, get other people to see this because it's important. We need to act. We need to get involved in our government. We need to petition. We need to peaceably assemble. And we need to let them know that we are not going to put up with this crap. This is America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, the place where liberty truly exists. And in case you don't know what liberty is, it's the right to do, say, and act as you please as long as no one else is getting hurt. So let's keep it that way. Like I've said to you from the beginning, this is not going to stop coming out of my mouth until my last breath or until this country is restored. And once it is, I think I'll keep saying this kind of stuff to make sure we don't wind up in a similar position again. Don't expect to always be free. Don't always assume that liberty will be there because it won't. We need to do something about it. It's our turn. We the people are not government, Joe Biden. We the people are your boss. And we the people are sick and tired of what you're doing to destroy this country. Too much sacrifice has gone in to us being where we're at now for you to take it away from us just because of whatever the hell your objective is. So until next time, I'm praying for you, your families, those around you. And I'm praying that the Constitution of the United States can survive and liberty will ring true and live on. Be well, everyone.